In all my time on God's green earth, I've never been to a music festival, which may not sound like a big deal, but it kind of is for me. I love music, I love concerts, I love summer weather, I love meeting new people, I love going on adventures, I love food, especially when it's in truck form. And I'm 21 years old, which is the best age for music festival, because you're old enough to legally partake in influential substances, but young enough to not have to worry about work in the morning. Every year, college kids, postgrads, and millennials who haven't settled down yet travel from all across the country, all across the world, to Colorado Desert in Southern California for the largest mainstream music festival of the year, Coachella. But not me. So yeah, I went to Govball. It's closer, it's cheaper, low-key like the headliners more this year too, so it's a win-win. Win-win-win, I guess. There are two big caveats that I had to keep in mind while preparing for Friday. The first is that even though my instinct is to try and see as many artists as I can to get the most bang for my buck, as long as I'm seeing like 2 of them each day, it's already basically worth it. So I didn't want to fall into that trap of trying to see as many people as I can, and then by the end of the day I didn't have enough energy to like fully enjoy the headlining act, which would have been the reason that I went there in the first place. I also wanted to have some time to check out the other stuff that was going on at the festival, visit the booths, talk to some of the people, stuff like that, because in my head that would have made for a fuller Govball experience by the end of the day. The second caveat is that I'm going into this weekend completely sober. I know I joked earlier about being the perfect age to drink at music festivals without any consequences, but there's always consequences to drinking, okay? I'm not talking about your liver or any other health issues or whatever. I'm talking about the possibility of not being on my A game when it's time for the headliners. Also, I'd be drinking alone because my brother's 18 and that's kind of sad. Anyways, after watching my Thunder lose in a horrible fashion, we went to bed and got up early the next morning for Govball Day 1.
Does that mean I'm more of a New Yorker than you are?
Maybe. With twin.
What y'all think of my fit, my Govball fit? Do a little 10, a little 12. Subscribe.
For day 1, Justin and I decided to go bright and early at noon. Even though the first act we wanted to see in the day wasn't until 3:30, we figured we'd use the time to check out some of the booths, talk to some of the people.
Govball Day 1, see if we can get some interviews going. I'm kind of shy, but just walk around, just come. I'm here with
Griffin Rush.
Hi, my name's Ava. Michelle Strader. Catherine. Sarah. Megan. Addie.
Who are you most excited to see today? Who are you most excited to see today?
Role model.
Role model. Oh, that's a good one.
Them, Wager Project.
The Backseat Lovers.
Ooh, actually, Isabella LaRosa right now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Tyler, the Creator. I just got off with the School of Rock.
Chat, if you missed it, he just said that he was just on with School of Rock, who was actually one of the performers earlier that day, which means in a crowd of hundreds of people, I had randomly stumbled across a guy that was a performer at Govball, which you could say is kind of hitting the jackpot as an aspiring music journalist. So let's see what I say in response to that.
Yeah.
BRB, guys, I'm gonna go scream in my pillow.
I'm most excited to see Tyler, the Creator, today.
Are you a big fan?
I am a big fan.
Who's your favorite album?
Probably Wolf.
Wolf?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
My favorite is actually Chromacopia.
Oh, really?
I feel kind of basic for that, but like I just feel like he keeps getting better and better.
Not basic
Yeah?
at all.
Yeah. What song in particular are you hoping that he busts out?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm a big Tyler fan, so honestly, any songs I'll be happy
Give me like a
with.
deep cut.
I don't know if I could hope for any songs on Wolf, but if I could, I would hope for Party Isn't Over.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. How's your Govball so far?
We just got here, but we're really excited.
That's actually really smart because we got here at noon and we've just been like killing time for the past few hours.
Good. We got a drink. We're waiting for the band. It's great.
So far, so good. I'm kind of hot right now,
Yeah.
but, you know, you got to do it for the fit.
You went all black.
I did good.
That's bold. That's bold with the black hair too.
But bold is good.
Yeah,
Bold
100%,
is always
100%.
good.
I'm a believer that any concert is enjoyable if they're good. You don't have to know all their songs. But I was wrong. Don't get the wrong idea. The acts were great, obviously. But the 3.5 hours is a long time, brother. Justin also didn't get a lot of sleep before, so after doing all that stuff for about an hour and a half, we ended up just popping a squat in the shade and waiting until 3:30 for... Wager Project was great. Olivia sounded amazing. The instrumentals were live and it just sounded just like the recording somehow. I have no idea how they did that. Yeah, the crowds weren't as big earlier in the day, but the energy was still always great. Overall, fantastic first act to kick off our Govball experience. After Wasia, we had another 2 hours to kill, which was kind of brutal, so a lady actually came up to us and asked if Justin was okay because bro was just so knocked. She was nice. She gave us water. Speaking of water, they had water filler upper stations scattered throughout the entire park. Really smart way of keeping everyone hydrated. But they didn't sell bottles. Bro, the only water we could get was liquid death cans. And it was $13 for 2 of them. But whatever. One thing that was really cool about the festival vibe, particularly earlier in the day too, is that the stage and the screens were so big that you had the crowd of people in front dancing and jumping and whatever, and then the circle of people around them that came with blankets and just sat on the floor while listening to the music. I'm usually a standing and dancing guy, but it was also 85 degrees out and I was exhausted. So it was nice to have the option to go to the back and sit down, but still be able to watch the concerts. Starting from 6:15 was Role Model to Benson Boone to Tyler the Creator, back to back to back, basically. Role Model was amazing. That guy has so much aura. He's also one of the only people I've ever seen make an acoustic guitar look cool. He's jumping around with that clunky thing, fit was fire, and I'm standing in the crowd like, damn, I want to be him so bad. I did also see Moonbeam Ice Cream, and listen, I know y'all are probably tweaking because I chose to see him over JPEG Mafia, but A, look at my channel, bruh. That's not really a surprise, and B, he was actually kind of good, bro. I'm not gonna say he sounds as good in his falsetto on that song or when he screams on Beautiful Things, but believe it or not, most of his other songs were actually in his range, and he sounded really good. I'm a simple man. Do a flip in front of me, I'm gonna think it's cool. And he seemed like a super nice and genuine guy when talking in between the songs too. Before singing Moonbeam Ice Cream, he was like, listen guys, love it or hate it, here it is.
I'm sure you've been wondering what on earth is Moonbeam Ice Cream? I don't know. I really don't know.
And everyone in the crowd loved it, so...
Moonbeam Ice Cream, taking off your blue jeans.
I'm saying it here and now, Benson Boone hate is forced. And I'm saying that as someone that used to hate on Benson Boone. People look at his 2 misses and assume he's shooting 0%. That's just not true. Some of these songs were pretty fun. But unfortunately, I couldn't stay till the end because I had to head over back to the main Govball stage to get ready for...
Oh my god, bro. They turned off the lights. I have no idea where bro is. What's going on, bro? Yo, Justy, can I get a quick...
It's not on you, it's in you.
Our main event for day 1. The reason I bought tickets for Friday in the first place. And I have to say, worth every penny. Govall was smack in the middle of Tyler's Chromacopia tour, so you kind of got the sense it was just a condensed version of his tour set. He was also in the complete Chromacopia getup with that huge shipment crate set thing. It was really funny, talking about how swampy his balls were or whatever, and it was awesome. I don't really have much to say other than that. As you guys know, I'm a relatively newer Tyler fan. I just started listening to him this past year, so I'm not gonna pretend like I was able to sing along to all the lyrics of all the songs. I really wasn't, but it was still a great time. I still love the music. I still love the energy. No complaints. The commute back wasn't bad. The crowds were pretty crazy. A lot of people were hopping the turnstiles, so this big security guard guy came through like, excuse me, let me through. And everyone kind of thought he was going there so he could stop people from hopping it. But then he walked over to the gate on the side, unlocked it, and said, everyone come through. And he got the loudest applause of the night. That guy's the GOAT.
Gotta get home.
After 14 hours out of the house, we were exhausted, so we crashed right when we got back to get ready for day 2.
Day 2.
Day 1 was great, obviously. But Saturday's setlist was what made me want to make the trek all the way out to Queens in the first place. Wallows, Wave to Earth, Conan Gray, Olivia Mother freaking Rodrigo. My queen. I mean, Ariana's my queen, obviously, but she's my other queen. We did learn from Friday's mistake and decided to just show up in time for the first act we wanted to see. Hopped on the train, made it to Flushing by 4:15. We were doing great. But then we got to the park, and there was this ginormous line. A line that wasn't there yesterday, and it was literally the longest line I had ever seen in my entire life. Bigger than the ones you'd see at Disney World. So we just kept walking in the same direction we went yesterday and realized, hey, this line is still going. After about 10 minutes of walking at least 3 miles an hour, we finally made it to the end of the line. That's right. This was the line to get into Govball, which like obviously it was, but I kind of just wanted to tell myself that it wasn't because it was so absurd. There was no line to get in yesterday. Why is there now this huge ass line to get in at 4 o'clock, 4 hours into the festival? At this point, I'm tweaking the frick out for 2 reasons. One, Wallows was supposed to be at 4:45 and this line was not moving. So Wallows clearly wasn't gonna happen, which sucks, but as long as I'm able to see Olivia and Conan, I guess it's fine. But it gets worse. Reason number 2. To avoid the issue that we had with the liquid death cans yesterday, we decided to buy some water bottles at the bus station before coming down to Queens. And as per Govball rules on the website, in order for any water bottle to get past security, it has to be empty. So I drank the whole water on the 20-minute train ride down, and a brother had to take a piss.
The walk is so much longer, but I have to pee. Help.
And now I had to wait in this long-ass line for God knows how long just to take a leak. I am not being dramatic when I say that this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. Justin was chilling. He had earbuds in listening to music or whatever. After almost 30 minutes, the line still hadn't moved, and I'm thinking, shoot, bro, I got an empty water bottle in my hand. I might have to. But then this lady comes by and says, gates are now open, which explained why the line wasn't moving because they weren't letting people in. But I was still confused because Govball was supposed to have started at noon. So did they close the doors and open them back up? Eventually we started to move more consistently, but some of us began to notice that there were these crowds of people just passing by us on the right side. It was officially a free-for-all. And Justin and I were starting to feel kind of dumb for standing in this line the entire time when we could have just cut. They let in people little by little, and before we knew it, about an hour and a half after arriving to the park, we finally got in. And I'd compare it to a fire hydrant losing its cap, but that somehow feels like an understatement. I'm talking 90 seconds straight of a full power Kamehameha blast, bro. Sorry, I'm sure that's a TMI, but it was so bad, bro. At this point, it was like 6, so we just assumed we missed Wallo's set entirely, but we decided to head over to the Govball stage anyways to get ready for Conan, who was supposed to come on in about 15 minutes.
All right, we're here, Govball day 2. We're gonna see if we can do some more interviews. There's a lot of people here, but a lot of really tight crowds, so I don't really know how many we're gonna be able to get. I'm here with
Natalie.
Anisa.
Kaylin.
Well cooked.
Julia. I'm Gianna.
who are you guys most excited to see today?
Wave to Earth. Wallows. Probably Olivia.
Olivia.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodrigo, basic. I know.
For you two, sour or guts?
Guts.
Sour. The basic.
Ooh.
Sour.
It depends on my mood, but guts right now.
Any songs you want to see her do in particular?
I want Vampire.
Enough for you.
Ballad of a Homesick Girl, Love is Embarrassing, Making the Bed, all of those songs.
I'm curious if she's gonna do sad songs. I feel like that's just like a big part of her catalog, right? But it's not really the energy for Govball. So I'm curious. How is Wallows?
They didn't happen yet.
Oh, really?
So turns out Govball had delayed their entire event because of rain that day, pushing back all the biggest acts, which meant we were able to see Wallows was amazing, dude. Everyone was so happy to have finally gotten inside. Dylan Minnette was Ormaxing. The drummer guy got to sing a song too. There I was, with Twin, vibing to some great music, enjoying life to its fullest, when I started to notice the sky get a little bit gray. And just like that, funnily enough, everyone started to go crazier once it started pouring rain. And so did I, bro. Like, at that point, why keep your composure, right? And that was definitely a core memory for me. You know, Wallows was not necessarily my favorite performance of the entire festival, but I'll always remember that. You know, Dylan got wet, we all got wet, but nobody cared. Maybe the real Govball was the cold that we got from wearing a t-shirt and shorts in torrential downpour along the way. After Wallows, Justin and I just kind of chilled, went to the bathroom again. He wanted to buy a Tyler shirt after yesterday's show, so we did that, and went back to the main Govball stage for... This performance wasn't my favorite, but it was pretty great. He had this whole boat and ocean sailor set, which I'm pretty sure is part of the rollout for his new album this summer. And Conan has some great songs, dude. The Cut That Always Bleeds, Heather, other ones that I can't remember. Bro cooked, and he actually had a lot of fans. The crowd low-key felt crazier for Conan than Tyler's crowd the day before. My theory for that is that a lot of people are in a similar boat as me, where they like really enjoyed themselves, but they're also kind of bandwagons, don't really know all the lyrics. It's also just the nature of his style of music, you know? It's just harder to memorize those lyrics than pop songs. Conan ended at like 8:40, and Olivia started at 9:25. So once his set was done, a lot of people just rushed closer to the stage so they could have a better spot for Olivia. And I totally would have done that too. But Wave to Earth was performing at the Grove at 8:45, and Justin really wanted to see them. Who am I to argue with that? After all, I did drag him to this festival with me in spite of his lack of sleep and overall nonchalantness. I'm not saying Wave to Earth wasn't good. They were great. I assume. I wasn't really paying attention because every 5 minutes I'd check my phone to make sure we weren't going to miss Olivia. We agreed to leave Wave to Earth at 9:15, but right as we were about to leave, they started playing another song and Justin was like, oh, we have to stay for this one. And I'm like, bro, don't do this to me. But who am I to say no? Again, because I dragged him here basically against his will. I would have just gone without him and had him meet up with me later. But the crowds were huge. There was no way that we were going to be able to find each other. I tried to link up with another friend for Olivia that I found out was there that day too. But we couldn't because it was just impossible. There's too many people. Yeah, can you see me? I'm in the crowd. You see all those people in that crowd? I'm one of them. Look, I'm jumping right now. Can you see? I'm jumping. But at 9:20, the song was over and we booked it. I don't really run in public, but I sped walk so hard. And honestly, I was tweaking for no reason. The spots we got were pretty good. We were kind of far, but Justin and I are also pretty tall, so we could see from wherever. Something that I think I took for granted up till this point, because some of these short people that were standing next to me, I'm like, how can you see anything? So, ladies and gentlemen, we officially arrived to my most anticipated act of the entire festival. The reason I waited in line to buy my tickets the day that they dropped back in like January. The reason we hauled ass all the way down to Queens in torrential downpour to see one of my favorite artists. My second queen, the first one being Ariana Grande, obviously, the one and only. I don't even know what to say, man. You know, I've never seen Olivia in concert. I've never seen an artist that I liked this much in concert before. I knew all the words to all the songs. That's not normal for me. Like, I didn't know how to act. I don't want your sympathy. I just want myself I know I'm biased, but Olivia was far and away the best act of the entire weekend. The live band was phenomenal. The stage presence, the energy from the crowd. I was kind of the only one in my area that was at 100, but I don't even care, bro. Olivia makes the perfect type of music for concerts because she has two styles. The first is that like fun pop rock sound where you're just screaming all the lyrics. And the second is that sad pop ballad sound where you're just crying all the lyrics. She did all the bangers, bro. Driver's License, Good For You, Deja Vu, Enough For You, Happier, Ballad of a Homeschool Girl, All American, Pretty Isn't Pretty, Obsessed. The list goes on. She also brought out David Bowie. Bro ate. They did these cool dances together. Overall, man, I was on cloud 9. It's all kind of a blur, but I just remember leaving with this pit in my stomach. A feeling that told me this can't be the last time, man. I gotta see her again. So when that new album drops, Olivia, and you go on tour again, I'll see you again, Queen. Okay, I'll see you there. The commute back was pretty rough. You know, it's just more people that day than on Friday. Once we sat down on the train, Justin and I realized that was the first time we were getting to sit down since getting off the train at 4:15. But we finally made it home safe at like 1 a.m. We ate some strawberries and went to bed. I didn't go Sunday. I'm just not really into Hosier like that. So that is my Govball 2025 experience. And you know, I went into this whole thing not fully sure what to expect. Like, yeah, I knew the performers were going to be great and it'd probably be just like a regular concert. But was it going to be more like a rave? Were people going to be moshing? Were people going to bust out grills and have like a picnic barbecue? Do they do that at music festivals? I don't know. I've never been to one. With all that said, I think I get it now. When I look back on this weekend for the rest of my life, I know the first place that my mind is going to go is that Wallow set in the rain. I'm surrounded by a bunch of people I don't know, and it's not like I'm being that social with them either, but all of our inhibitions are out the window, and we're just jumping around, enjoying the music together. Who cares what people think? Who cares about taking Govball flicks? That, to me, is the music festival experience. I'd probably give Govball 2025 a solid 8, because Olivia and Tyler kind of get nerfed by the 5 hours of killing time in between acts on Friday. In case you were curious, I did buy a lot of freaking merch. We got this Tyler t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, the Govball t-shirt that I wore on day 2, the Olivia Rodrigo Festival exclusive bandana, and I got this little tote. So yeah, I kind of blew a bag. It's still a life goal of mine to go to Coachella, but it's so expensive, dude. Maybe if YouTube wants to like fly me out and I'll like do some press for you, I'll do like interviews for you guys. That'd be great, you know? Otherwise, see you at Govball 2026. I bet she knows Mary Jo, 'cause you played around town, girl, singing it together. Bet you even tell her how you love her in between the chorus and the verse.